All right, guys, we're live. So I'm just working and taking all of your questions, your self-defense, fitness, or any type of question you have. So I'm gonna start by telling you guys and asking you guys if you have any questions, leave them in the comment box. I'm also working on some brand new series, new fight analysis, scenario training, some new social experiments, how to win a bar fight, a lot of new videos, and all this new content will be on my website, nickdrossos.com, as well as I have my instructor course, April 11 and 12, an entire weekend of self-defense. Level 1 is going to be happening. Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it? Pantelis, absolutely true. So guys, Saturday, April 11 and 12 is going to be my level 1 instructor course here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. If you're interested, go check out my website, nickdrossos.com. I'll put the link in the description box as well in the comment box, so go check that out. I have a question that I got from Justin asking me, Nick, do I need to learn how to fight to fight? And Pantelis, if you don't use it, you lose it. So the first thing I tell people is we got to define fighting, the difference between fighting and self-defense. So I put it in 3 different categories. One is fighting in the ring, where you train, you prepare, you're in a different mindset, you are mentally and physically, training to fight someone in a safe environment. Your mindset is completely different. So that's one type of fight. A second type of fight is you get into an argument, you are consenting and willing to bring up your hands and go one-on-one. That's a fight in terms of a fight or self-defense in the street. And self-defense is in the category where I say you're being attacked, or you're about to get attacked, or you're in a fight where you have no choice but to defend yourself at all costs and do whatever it takes for you to win, to survive, to escape, whatever the situation might be. Obviously, the last one, chances are you're going to be outnumbered, outarmed. If somebody's picking on you, chances are they're bigger, they're stronger, and think they can take you. So those are my 3 categories that I've kind of classified fighting. So like I said, one is fighting in the ring, where I train, I'm preparing for the fight, I'm in the top of my game, ready to go in there and fight. The second one is I get into an argument, I decide to, let's go, let's fight. And the third one is you're being or to defend yourself. They each have a different mindset, if you ask me personally. When we're looking at, do I need to fight to learn how to fight? If you use it, you don't lose it. There's some parts that is true and some part that is wrong. Meaning you could you could be following my videos and still learn how to defend yourself, still create a blueprint, learn how to diffuse, how to de-escalate, learn how to pick up an improvised weapon, safety tips of what you can do the moment you walk out of your house. But at some point, if you're gonna learn how to defend yourself, you're gonna have to not necessarily put on the gloves and spar, but do full out scenarios. That means that you do your training, you do your live drills, and at one point you gotta do scenarios that start from beginning to end. So when I do scenario training, you put on the helmet. I'll tell my student, okay, go in the bathroom. I plan out a scenario and we play it out from the awareness to the psychology to the verbal to the attack and everything that comes after. So do you need, at some point, if you want to learn how to fight, you're going to have to fight. At some point, you're going to have to do some alive drills, some contact. You're going to have to experience some kind of, some kind of adrenaline dump, the fear dump, the stress management, gross motor skills, fine motor skills, and you're better off experiencing that in training than in real life. So to answer my question, yes, if we're looking at it fighting in the ring, there's no doubt. If I take you and you're just hitting a bag and I throw you in the ring, I don't give a shit if you've been hitting this bag for the last 10 years. Hitting a bag and hitting a moving target or somebody that's hitting you back is a complete different animal. And it's a different animal when we're looking at self-defense because it's your survival instinct. You're not sitting there in a sparring match. It's survival, strike, fight, survive, and get out. So like I said, if your question is, do I need to fight? Yes. Now you don't need to fight every week, but you do need, to put a certain amount of hours, either a month per week. You could start slow and doing out full out scenarios and fighting for you to be able to actually experience getting hit, experience getting contact, taken down, getting a punch, whatever it is. The more you experience in training, the less you might get in shock. It still might happen, but because you've experienced a certain amount of contact, you have less chances of freaking out. So I hope I answered your question. So guys, let me just take some of your questions now. MMA or kickboxing, I would probably tell you, again, MMA or kickboxing, they're not going to talk to you. They're not going to teach you about psychology, awareness, verbal defense, how to diffuse a situation, how to set up a first strike, how to go preemptive. It's still better than nothing. I would probably tell you learn some MMA because overall it's the most, they've kind of combined all of the arts together to what's most efficient, and it's constantly evolving. However, you need to put some self-defense concepts and strategies in there because you're not going to kickbox your way out of a knife fight. You're not going to go for an arm bar in the middle of a bar as three guys are jumping you. So you are going to acquire great skills, but you need to put in, you need to learn those different concepts and strategies and survival skills against more realistic street attack. Thank you, Suchita. Let me just go back and try to get some of your questions, guys. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Super useful to save life, those situations. For sure, do you believe 17 you can teach self-defense? Nick, do you believe 17 can teach self-defense? If I believe a 17-year-old could teach self-defense, I think it could be young because it depends who you're teaching. I believe in teaching through experience. So for me to teach, if you're 17, how much experience have you had with being attacked with a knife or a gun or multiple attackers? If you're 17 and you've spent your life learning martial arts, if you're teaching 12 and 13-year-old kids how to diffuse and de-escalate and some tactics that you've used or learned or experience in a schoolyard, then yes. But you could only teach to a certain extent of what how much experience you have. And but can you teach? Yes. But would you be able to teach the military or security guards what it is to be attacked in a nightclub? No. So can you be an instructor? Yes, but probably I would go and teach younger kids, teach them about bullying, how to defend against other kids in a schoolyard, more relative to your age and your experience. How do you defend a hook punch? I've seen a lot of versions on it on YouTube. Antonis, a hook punch, again, you could teach it this way. I always like to step in. I like to come in and jam it. I don't like closing off. But that's like that. I'll make a video because I think that's something I would need to make a video for. But it's a great question. Nick, you have a great source of knowledge. I admire you so much. Thank you. Tracy, how many years to learn knife defense? It's not the number of years that it takes to learn knife defense because you could be spending years learning the wrong martial art. The question is, what kind of knife defense are you learning? Knife defense shouldn't take years. You could probably learn all my knife defense, in a matter of 3 months. Probably less. In about a month and a half, 2 months, I could teach you all the techniques and concepts and strategies. And after that, it's just about training them. You acquire skill, you acquire skill and knowledge and experience, not through just learning, through actually doing drills. The more alive drills you do, the more scenarios you do, the more you start seeing what works and what doesn't work for yourself. And that is the best way to learn. What I do is I put students in drills that forces them to learn for themselves, well, what is the best approach for me to take to survive or to last longer against a knife attack. There's no guarantees. No guarantees. It's all about possibilities and probabilities. That's really what it is. So, you could learn all my knife moves and techniques in a matter of a couple of months. And after that, it's about training them. And if you want to take it a step further, doing scenarios and then training in real life scenarios. If you're training knife defense, train it in an elevator, in a staircase, in a car, and you'll find out really fast what works and what doesn't work. Suggest subject and have the balls. Sure, Brendan, tell me, man. That's my other have the balls to talk about it. Nick, is real if someone has muscles less effective knife attack? Nick, is real if someone has muscle less effective knife? Look, your muscle. We're not talking about muscles. We're talking about conditioning. Body conditioning, strength, core, mobility, speed. Your conditioning is only going to help you in your overall self-defense. That's for sure. If I'm teaching you how to defend against a knife, you need to have proper good grip strength to be able to trap the knife. I'm teaching you how to, throw a knee, you need balance. You need good stability. If I'm teaching you how to move, you need footwork. I actually did a complete new series that I'll be posting in my website, nickdrossos.com. It's a conditioning series. It's all exercises that are made for self-defense. So I'm going to be putting up that series on my website. So guys, go check out my website, nickdrossos.com. I have the Hero Program, fight analysis, brand new content going up there, as well as my new membership site. So go check that out. In my country, I wish you teach me. I don't know where your country is, but I'm always doing seminars, and I'm also offering training courses online. So if you want to train with me online, one-on-one, you can now. Nick, what do you think about cross? Yeah, facing a knife in the street, guys, is very, very dangerous. The knife is the most dangerous weapon, especially in close quarter range. Anything under 20 feet, the knife could and can be deadly. Don't look at the size and height and weight of the attacker. Once he's holding a knife, he's no longer a teenager, an adult, a man or woman. It's a dangerous person that can kill you. And under 20 feet, and you could check out some videos on YouTube, and especially when we look at police officers, when they tell you, show me your hands, show them your hands. It's not for nothing they shoot. When you pressure test knife attacks in close quarter range, they happen really fast and they can be deadly. And this is why officers are forced to shoot when they tell you, show me your hands, put your hands where I can see them. Don't ever play around with that, guys. You know what I mean? If ever you're put in a situation, hopefully you're not, especially if you're watching my videos, but if you're faced against an officer and he tells you, show me your hands for whatever reason, yeah, officer, no problem, here they are. Just comply, because it's a very hard job they have to do. And if I'm in close quarter range and I see someone and I don't see their hands and I show them and I ask them to show me their hands and they don't, I'm only gonna assume they have a weapon. And if I was put in that situation, you could pretty much bet that I might have to shoot, because I know the dangers of a knife in close quarter range. So just something else for you guys to think about. For you and Andrew. That's a great question about putting a cup. That's actually a very good question. I'm going to add it as a self-defense instructor. Does a cup do anything? I mean, I've worn a cup and I've been kicked. It's still, I compare it to wearing a seatbelt. You know what I mean? It's still better than not wearing a seatbelt. It's still better than not wearing a cup, especially if you're gonna take a kick to the groin. So always your body strength, always strength. Thank it for proper space behind me, and I ran. Yeah, guys, awareness is the key. I'm actually going to be doing a series later on for my YouTube, not for my YouTube channel, for my website, nickdrossos.com, where I'm going to be going out in public spaces and teaching safety tips. Because a lot of people don't know, what do you do if you're being followed? How do you know you're being followed in a car? What do you do when you take an elevator, a staircase, walking through a parking lot? What are the safety tips? A lot of it is about action. A lot of it is about being proactive, being aware, making yourself a hard target, not allowing yourself to be put in these type of situations. So that's what I'm going to be filming a little bit later on. These type of real life scenarios and what you could do to make yourself a hard target. To go, I gotta go on Joe Rogan, guys. You know what I mean? I've tried to reach out to him, but maybe you guys could reach out to him. You could tag him, hashtag him, I don't know what. I would love to go on the show and talk about self-defense. Eladara, thank you, my man. Πρέπει να πάτε έτοιμος, πρέπει να πάτε θα δείχνεις είσαι έτοιμος. Absolutely, you gotta always show them, guys. What do you think about best man? You always have to show, when you're walking down in the street and you're alone, you know, if you're aware and your body language is, you know, shoulders up, your head is up, you're aware, and you're sending that signal to any potential attacker, well, that's enough to deter, slow down, be able to detect, or maybe completely, you know, make the attacker look at you, know you're there, and when you turn around, you give him a glance and you let him know that you're there. That might be enough to be like, oh, nope, next. You know what I mean? So awareness is a big key, and a lot of people talk to me about martial arts. I always say, oh, I'm gonna do MMA. I go, do they teach you about awareness in MMA? How to verbally diffuse, how to de-escalate, how to set up a preemptive strike, how to trap a knife, how to deal with a knife or multiple attackers. Do they teach you what to look at when you're faced with an attacker? No, they're gonna teach you how to throw a great strike against a one-on-one. And it's great, but overall, is it gonna help you save your life if you're attacked with a bat, a knife, with multiple attackers? And I don't mean I'm gonna teach you guys how to fight 5 guys, but I'm gonna teach you how to pick up on those 5 guys and be able to escape before they get 2 feet or 5 feet close to you. Of the Diamond MMA Cup. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never used it, but I have heard of it. So guys, just a little video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to learn more self-defense, go visit my website, nickdrossos.com. As well as I have my level 1 instructor course, April 11 and 12 here in Montreal, Canada. I'm only taking 8 people and there's 5 places left. You have to fill out a form. There is also an interview process, so go check that out. As well as my new website, I'm going to be creating some new series. So go check that out at nickdrossos.com. Share the video. Leave me a comment in the box. What are some of the next videos you guys would like me to make? I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and stand strong.